Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So apparently I recorded my 4th month of pregnancy video and thought that it uploaded to YouTube, so I deleted it out of my phone, and unfortunately I deleted it before it uploaded, so it did not. Not right now, go on. So it did not upload, so there's no record of my 4th month of pregnancy video. So I'm going to do a recap of that right now. And I was trying to get it to play on my iPad, which is weird because my iPad is on my phone account, and for some reason it keeps saying offline, so I have to use my phone as usual. So looks like if I go into the pregnancy Bible, which is my Bible that I always read into, the 4th month is considered week 14 through week 17. So I'm going to go over those symptoms out of my little handy dandy notebook that I try to write in daily, mostly if I have some kind of symptom or something, but if not, oh well. So week 14, let's see, week 14 fell for me in October 13th through the 19th. I was feeling a lot better in terms of the nausea and stuff that I had been having prior. Like I was having fatigue and nausea in my 3rd month of pregnancy, but 4th month, I actually, going into the trimester, I started to feel a lot better. Those symptoms started to subside, which made me a little bit worried because the nausea and the fatigue were like the 2 symptoms that I had that let me know that I was pregnant. So when they started to subside, you know, I began to worry like maybe something's wrong, whatever the case may be, but no, everything felt better. I had ligament pains. I was still a little bit tired, but not so much. And then in this particular week, my back started to hurt in week 14, and on came the headaches. So I replaced the nausea and the fatigue with headaches. Week 15, that was pretty much it for that week. Week 15 was the 20th through the 26th, and on the 24th, I woke up in the morning and I was actually bleeding, like spotting, light spotting. And so I ended up going into the hospital, to the emergency room. There was a bleed somewhere in uterus, in the lining, but not per se anything dangerous. So in this week, I had migraines. So the headaches that started in the prior week had turned into migraines, and I had these migraines for about 4 days after the bleeding. Cramping and fatigue were like the symptoms of this week pretty much. And when I say cramping, I'm meaning like rolling over and cramping. So that was that. Week 16, the 27th through the 11th, the baby was the size of a dill pickle. So baby was getting there. Still, the migraines persisted in this week, the fatigue, and then in addition to that, I had backache. So that was pretty much my symptoms for my 4th month was fatigue, headaches, and backache. Those were like the 3 major ones. Everything else had dissipated. I was able to start eating again. Felt really, really good about food. Not so much as tired as fatigued as my 3rd month, but still, you know, fatigued. But food began to become delicious to me again, and just healthier, heartier food, fattier foods like In-N-Out and, you know, soups and chilies and gumbos and beans and rice and stuff like that, spaghetti, food that's real. And then the last week of my 4th month, which was the 17th week, November 3rd through November 9th, on the 4th, the migraines were still there. On the 5th, I had a migraine as well, fatigue and the backache. Like I said, those are my 3 major symptoms. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading out of my little book. On the 6th, I had a migraine, and I was very uncomfortable in my pelvic area. Like, it was just, I want to say, what it was is just like tender. So it was very, very uncomfortable for me because it was just tender, kind of. So very uncomfortable. I had still been spotting from the bleed at this point, just mostly when I wiped, but it had turned into like a brown spot. It had continued on from the weeks prior when I had started bleeding in week 15. So this had been going on for about a week and a half where I bled and then spotted, brown spotting for about 4 days. So I had an appointment on November 7th. So by the time I got to my appointment, I was still spotting, where she checked me. I explained to her, yeah, I'm still spotting today. So she checked me, and It's like everything was good, just to make sure that my cervix hadn't begun to shorten and there was no real danger from me coming. Anything hadn't changed since I went into the emergency room the week and a half prior to that, and everything again looked good. There was really no explanation as to where the bleed was coming from, but she did say, take solace in the fact that the blood is brown, which means it's old blood, so there was a bleed somewhere, probably due to just the baby, my uterus and stuff getting bigger, but all in all, it all went away. And like I said, I had an appointment. At this doctor's appointment, I was 166 pounds, 0.6 ounces. My blood pressure was 100/63. So my blood pressure did start to drop, as they say that it is supposed to drop in this month because of the higher volume of blood that your body has to pump. So my blood pressure did drop. It usually ranged in around the 110/90. But it dropped down to 100/63, which was absolutely normal. She didn't say anything was wrong with that. And again, still the migraine persisted. The spotting, like I said, on this appointment. Baby's heart rate, baby was doing great. Baby was growing great. And baby's heart rate on this day was 133. So I had been hoping for a boy. And so according to a wives' tales, if your heart rate is somewhere between 140 and 60, it's a girl. Anything below that is a boy. This is about the time where the brain starts to control the baby and regulates the baby heartbeat. So it's more of a consistent rhythm as opposed to just random heart beating. So when I seen that it was 133, I was like, yes, it's a boy, even though I had no real proof because we're team green. But just trying to, play the little fun games with the wives' tales and stuff like that. This is a sweater. It's actually a maternity sweater. If you see, it has erosion here. I just love it. This is how I'm pretty much going. I have this on with a pair of black leggings. It's pretty much my get down for pregnancy. And then that pretty much is it. That completes week 4 from my notes of what's going on. So now I'm going to go into the Bible here and read just a little bit of what's going on. But outside of that, just a lot of fears of what about the bleeding and those type of things and the actual ligament pains. In my prior 3 pregnancies, I never experienced any of these. I never even had symptoms, which is one other reason why I thought maybe it was a boy. So to say that my last baby was 6 years ago, and she was supposedly my miracle baby, as I had an incident with the Perigard IUD, and at that time, once I did have it removed, my doctor told me if I wanted to get pregnant, I needed to attempt to then, because my chance of miscarrying was over 50%, and then having a baby with Down syndrome out of the 4 chances. So I went ahead and had her. So with the bleeding and stuff came the nervousness of that maybe something's wrong and maybe the baby's not going to develop correctly in utero. At this point, I still hadn't gotten my NT scan results back to let me know whether or not they had found anything abnormal, any abnormal amount of fluids behind the baby's neck. So I did intend to ask them for my appointment. On this particular appointment on the 7th, she, since I was 17 weeks and 5 days, she made me an appointment for 2 weeks on the 21st to come back and have my anatomy scan, which would put me at 18 and 5, almost 19 weeks, to do my anatomy scan, which I plan to then ask her, hey, what's going on with my NT scan? Was everything normal? And then I have my follow-up appointment on the 5th. So without further ado, let's get into what to expect when expecting. 4th month. You're going to see a lot of highlighting in this month because it was just so much stuff, fun stuff going on. But here it is. It says the 4th month here, which is the approximately 14th through 17th week. The queasy cow may be lifting and your energy level should be picking up, which it did. The nausea and stuff went away and I did have more energy. Me going to the bathroom as much did drop off a little bit, so I was happy about that. My nipples and boobs were actually kind of sore at this point, but I felt more tenderness around the abdomen area. So week 14, as it states, the baby is this big, size of a fist, and sprouting some hair, called lanugo all over its body to keep the baby warm for now, since it can't regulate its own body temperature. Week 15, the baby was 4 inches that week, weighed around 2.5 ounces, the size of a navel orange, which is interesting because I actually was eating a lot of oranges that week. Like, it just kind of tastes really, really good to me, so I was chomping oranges down, and the baby was the size of an orange. Positioned properly to the side of the head, the eyes are shifting from the side, coordination of Her fingers and toes are even. Baby was sucking its thumb. At this particular appointment, we did catch baby mid-thumb sucking because the doctor did, after she checked my cervix, she did an ultrasound to make sure what the spotting, if there was anything dangerous, and we caught the baby sucking full on hand, like, So that was actually taking place. They say the baby's also making breathing movements and sucking and swallowing to prepare for eating. Week 16, baby was from 3 to 4 ounces and had a length of crown rump for about 4 to 5 inches. It's amazing to me how fast they grow, considering that they started off at the size of a pin, tip of a pin. It's amazing how fast they grow, but to be 4 to 5 inches at this point is like almost to what, 4 to 5 inches. That's pretty long, half a ruler. So week 7, finally the eyes were working, even though they were not open. They can detect movement, light. They're sensitive to touch also, so that was quite interesting. It says that had I poked my belly, the baby would have been able to squirm and like type of deal, even though I wouldn't have felt it yet. But in actuality, I actually felt the baby moving at about 15 weeks and 3 days. So I was really excited then. Considering this is my 4th baby, I figured I would feel it sooner. 15 weeks was actually kind of later than my last pregnancy. My last pregnancy, I felt her at about 14 weeks and 3 days, 14 weeks and 4 days or something like that. But 15 weeks and 5 days, 15 weeks and 3 days was fine. 4 days for this baby, 15 weeks period. So week 17 says take a look at your open hand. And your baby's about the size of your palm now, crown to rump length, 5 inches, and approximately weighs 5 or more ounces. So the baby is weighing, it's this long, and it weighs 5 or more ounces. And so it says it's busy sharpening its sucking and swallowing skills. Your baby's heart rate is regulated by the brain now, no more spontaneous beats. So again, that's why I said baby's heart rate was at 133, and I like to play around with those wives' tales, and they say that anything under 140 means that you're having a boy. I'm going to do a video about old wives' tales and see how those held true for me. So this is the next part of the book here where it says your body this month. It shows you a picture here of, I don't know why they make it look like she's so fat. And she's got rolls now, but they show you where the baby is and just break down a little bit of information. So it says that this month physically, you'd be feeling fatigue, decreased urinary frequency, and into a decrease in nausea. Continued breast enlargement, but usually decreased tenderness, which is what I had, and occasional headaches. So I highlighted the symptoms that I had. It says that some other symptoms are constipation, heartburn, indigestion, flatulence, and bloating, occasional lightheadedness, dizziness, particularly with sudden change in position, nasal congestion, and nosebleeds. It says that right now my uterus is about the size of a small melon, and if I try to find it, I can find it 2 inches below my belly button as it has risen out of my pelvis. Some more physical signs, a slight increase in discharge, fetal movement near the end of the month. Basically, like I said, I felt that at 15 weeks, so that was that. Emotionally, frustration of being in between your sizes with clothing, which I did. I had to buy maternity clothing, hence, I did in my last video. I will put which I was feeling, and it was kind of frustrating. Even Thanksgiving just passed, and it was like I have absolutely nothing to wear. And then going out to try to find something to wear for Thanksgiving, I was like, everything is so trendy, and right now I just didn't feel the trend with my pregnancy, so that was kind of frustrating for me. Feeling you're not quite together and you're scattered, forgetful, and dropping things. I did feel scatterbrained a lot because my daughter, like I said, she had a lot of things going on. Holidays coming up, trying to figure out what to do with her as far as child care so that I can work while she was off for 10 days. It just was a little bit of added stress. And then this part just goes to what you can expect at this month's checkup, everything that she goes over. They took my weight and blood pressure, obviously, urine for sugar, which seemed to be clear. Fetal heartbeat was 133, height of my fundus. They don't check that. My doctor never checks that, or the size of my uterus. She doesn't check my feet for swelling. Symptoms I have been experiencing, unusual ones. Like I said, I mentioned to her about the spotting, and that's pretty much it, where she further looked into it. It said you may be also wondering about dental problems. Not so much of a dental issue for me. I know previous month I did I know in the previous month, this side, one of my teeth had started to hurt, but it went away in like 2 days. So I don't know if it was just because it was the increase of blood or the hormones or whatever, but it went away. So I didn't have to worry about any dental problems. Breathlessness. Sometimes I felt out of breath, yes. Just, every time walking and stuff like that. The day before I had bled, I went to the Ontario Mills and did a lot of walking. If any of you live in California, LA, or Riverside area and know about Ontario Mills, then you do understand it's a huge mall. Walking around, I was exhausted. Ground ligament pain was really, really bad that day, and then a day or two later is when I actually started bleeding. Allergies, haven't had any of those. The vaginal discharge, again, I'm still having an increased amount of that, which is just weird and awkward to me. It's still uncomfortable for me. Elevated blood pressure, no. Sugar in urine, no. Body image, fetal movement, yes, I did have fetal movement. I didn't really have any issues with my body. Like, I feel like I'm growing as I'm supposed to be. I did purchase materials, maternity clothes. Unwanted advice, not per se. I know that a little bit, like at my job, one of my coworkers did just come back from paternity leave, and so like when he sees me with my Starbucks, as you see, I'm out of breath now. But I'm trying not to make this video so long, but one of my coworkers just came back from maternity leave and his wife just had a baby. And so like when he sees me with my Starbucks in the morning, he's like, you shouldn't be drinking that, or when I'm eating chips or something, like, you shouldn't be having that, or don't do that, or make sure you're doing this. And it's just like, I've had a baby before. I appreciate the advice, but sometimes he just takes it a little too far. Like, I drink decaf Starbucks, at least. Like, find out the info before you start giving me your advice. But either way, like, just little stuff like that. No real unwanted belly rubs. Like, my boss and everyone is excited, so I don't mind them enjoying the belly growing and rubbing the belly, and eventually, they'll get to feel the baby move. Forgetfulness, of course, I would forget my head if it wasn't screwed to my shoulders. I do not work out. I just don't. I walk back and forth. I don't have time for all of that. It just gives you information about exercising the right way, choosing the right pregnancy workouts, and this basically just goes into different workouts and stretches and stuff like that you can do to keep your body limber and keep your muscles from tightening up and those type of things, which I might actually get in. So this is what the page looks like of some of the workouts, like stretching your arms, stretching your calf muscles, because supposedly next month you're going to get leg cramps. Stretching your back to help out with the backache. Just up and down to work on your legs, winding your neck. All of this is to relieve tension off of your back. This one here, these, just lifting your arms. Just basic movements to stay fit and those type of things. It gives you, of course, information. Again, just keeping your ligaments loose, keeping your body from tightening up. So these are just advisable exercises that you can do and how to safely, keep yourself in shape while you are practicing on becoming a mommy and getting ready. And then this is just the introduction to the 5th month of pregnancy, which I'll be doing a video on pretty here soon in the near future. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please rate, comment, subscribe. I will be doing a video of my 2nd trimester hauls, baby buys. Again, I'm going to do the old wives' tales video. It's just a couple of things that I want to get done, a couple of videos I need to make, so just be looking forward to them back to back because, like I said, I'm doing this right now to try to catch up to my current month of pregnancy because I waited so long. The funny thing is that I forget to do my weekly, because once I get into my current month, I want to start with the weekly videos. But I forget to do my weekly because I'm so busy trying to get these ones edited and posted and stuff like that between me working and taking care of the kiddo. But I'm almost there. I do a lot of baby buying. Unfortunately, I do. But I'll be doing a video of baby buys. I have one major haul that I've done, and then I know that today I ordered some more stuff, so when that comes like towards the middle of December, I'll go ahead and do another video on that. But as of right now, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Eventually, probably next month, I'll do my shared nursery tour of the baby. Oh, so like I said, this was a maternity shirt, a sweatshirt that I bought from Ross, and it looks like this, and it just has some rouging on the side, and then so cute, I ended up buying this shirt for Thanksgiving from Ross, and it says, "The baby made me eat it." Just another maternity top, but I thought that it was so cute, and I ended up wearing it on Thanksgiving. I was like, a perfect excuse Because like I said, I ended up not really having anything to wear. And I thought, how humorous to wear this shirt, and the baby made me idiot as I pig out and stuff my face. So that's pretty much it, guys. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Talk to you guys later. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to, just talk to me. My Facebook is Nisha Light Evans. My Instagram is LaBelladrea, I think. Again, forgetfulness. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.